at the end of the day, the offense, I mean, they did more today, honestly, than I came into the game thinking they were going to do. Uh, Against this Wisconsin defense that came in number one in the nation. I mean, they've won 5 games in a row, clicking. I mean, just destroying teams. And I thought the offense did some nice things, moved the ball well enough, but just man, down there in the red zone, it was rough. For what it's worth, I do like the decisions that maybe not the play calls here and there, but to go for it and not settle for field goals today. I was behind those decisions.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of, looking back at the coaches that are fired, and you saw, a scramble for coaches today, a lot of personnel change on the offensive side. Lubick's been the main play caller this year. You've had Frost in there occasionally, but it's been Lubick. I thought it was better today with Frost. I thought Frost had a couple game plans. He obviously wanted to establish some sort of run. Very hard against Wisconsin. He tried to mixing up the backs, but he basically made a main goal of getting Toure and Allen involved. Two best players on, two best pass catchers on Nebraska's offense, probably the second and third best players on the team on the offensive side. And he got them involved big time. And he schemed things up for them. So I like what Frost did play calling today. I just think you're so limited with a lack of a run game and terrible tackle play on the outside. I mean, it's tough for him to really get a pocket. Most of the time Martinez is running around and he's already banged up too. I know he's got a leg injury and then he's got the shoulder injury he's dealing with. So, I mean, there's too much being put on his plate, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, those are great points. I mean, clearly the objective was to get the ball into Toure and Allen's hands. I think they did a great job of that. But at the end of the day, when those options get taken away, what else can you lean on? And if you don't have that stout offensive line, there's probably not a lot else that you can do at that point. And then there's the mistakes, there's the interceptions, and there's the penalties that come after it. So yeah, it was clear that was the objective, and it was really nice to see early on, and even towards the end the fight. And again, another one score loss, but it sure would have been nice to see him figure out a way to win it. But what did you think about the defense today? I mean, obviously we've seen Wisconsin running backs run like that every year, but what did you think about the defensive effort today?
Yeah, I mean, you knew it was going to be a good day for the pass defense in terms of yards. There's just nothing for Wisconsin down the field. They don't want to do that anyway. So I didn't think it was bad there. I thought a couple times they really let Ferguson, on those tight end delays right at the line of scrimmage where he blocks for a bit and then comes off. I thought they kind of let those open too much. They should have been up there filling that, especially with how much they run that. But overall, it's just bad tackling. I mean, I kind of hit on it before you got in here because I was talking about defense, and I said there's like one good play from the Husker defense and then an okay play and then a really bad play, like all in a 3-play span. And it kind of showed today, they'll stuff Allen for nothing. Then Allen will push forward for 5, and then all of a sudden there's a 70-yard touchdown run. Because just of a lack of the linebackers filling the hole, sometimes the D-line gets pushed up. Give credit to Wisconsin's O-line. Sometimes they do a hell of a job making sure that there's a nice hole for them. But it's just bad tackling sometimes. I mean, you saw it basically on the big touchdown run early. Cam Taylor-Britt comes in high and hits a 240-pound back high with his shoulder. He's not going to fall over. I mean, he's a big dude, so Nebraska misses too many tackles. That's the problem, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, on that play, I mean, Cam basically, in my perspective, it looked like he almost just pushed him away from the pile and just sent him on his way. Then he was just gone. But I thought Damian Daniels had a really good game. I thought I don't know if he was injured or something possibly in the second half. Because I don't know, I didn't think I saw him as much in the second half, but I mean, he was in there blowing it up, high motor, finishing plays. Ty Robinson, Ben Stilley had decent games.
Yeah, the other one I saw too was it was Nash, the polar bear. I saw him in there on a couple of fourth downs. He came in for Damian, like you said, he might have been injured. He was playing that nose tackle, and he did a hell of a job sometimes pushing that center off the ball.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I guess I did not notice him in there. I did notice obviously Blaze Gunnarsson was in a lot and in early, and he's a big kid. I don't know. I really liked how he played. So it's exciting to see him and Nelson playing next year. but I thought he had a good game. I thought that Miles Farmer really struggled again today.
Yeah.
I think he's been struggling all year. Just missed tackles. That one blown coverage, the guy should have caught the ball, and he didn't. Lucky he didn't. But I thought he struggled today. And then just the one other thing is, I think it was pretty evident that JoJo Doman wasn't on the field today. I mean, he's done so much for us, and he's just having him out there is such a big impact. And I felt like we missed him today.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what this Nebraska defense has been this year. They got a bunch of run stuffers up the middle, so that's why you get those good plays for negative yards sometimes. But you look at two guys kind of in the back end who have been helping with the run defense a ton. It's not even their main role, but they have. It's JoJo Doman and Deontay Williams. The box safety and kind of that rover position, which is what Doman played, they both have helped a ton. And, we've seen Deontay Williams has been out for a bit now, but Miles Farmer, he shows his youth. I mean, he makes one or two good plays, but then there's several plays where it has you scratching your head and you're like, what the hell was that? Like, what's he doing?
Right, right. I don't know. I thought he's just really struggled again today, and just a couple of missed tackles. We had a bunch of missed tackles today, and I guess that's what happens when you have the O line leaning on you and a big running back. I mean, running you over. But you got to capitalize on some of those plays where the initial contact is in the backfield, and I think we had probably 4 or 5 that should have been TFLs today that they've managed to lean forward on, gain 2 or 3 yards, and you got to find a way to make those tackle for losses and put them in a 3rd and long and create defense like that. But credit to Wisconsin for playing their brand of football. I don't think we had a sack today, and that was the one thing I just, if we could have had maybe 1 or 2 sacks, I think that could have really helped springboard us to do a little bit more in the game. But we were getting decent pressure, but then just 1 or 2 steps away from the quarterback again.
Yeah, I think I saw. So Garrett Nelson was one of the guys I noticed today. I know they hit on it on the broadcast how much he's improved. He really has, because I've seen him. He's getting off blocks much easier than he did. But he had 3 or 4 times today where he was the guy that had the initial contact in the backfield and he couldn't wrap up and make the play, and then it was an 8-yard play. So I think just finishing the play for him, he's finally gotten to the point where he can get off the blocks and make those plays to make negative yards, but he just hasn't been able to finish the plays, and that's kind of seems the story of the season for Nebraska is finishing. But I really think I'm seeing some areas where they're improving, but if they don't clean up the missed tackles, you never can be a good defense if you miss so many tackles. You miss 14 tackles a game, you're in bad shape, especially against a big running back like that for Wisconsin.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I thought the defense overall played stout, but just those missed tackles and giving up those really big runs, and then Mertz making a couple of nice throws. But I mean, they were right there, and I thought that they played decent overall. Just a few of those mistakes, and that's the difference in the game, though. I mean, looking kind of overall at the general landscape of the game too, I just think about a couple things, and obviously that opening kickoff, right? So they had the opening kickoff, which like literally right before that, I'm like, just please anything but a kick return, and I literally manifested that for them. So I'm just kicking myself for that. But so that, and then we have the ball right at halftime. We're going to get the ball at halftime. So we get the ball at halftime, and we throw an interception. I mean, so just those 2 things, and off that interception, then they score 14 points. So it's just, I don't know, those quick 14 points, and it just feels like, there's just stuff like that happens weekly.
Yeah, and it seemed like that game, whenever Nebraska could tie it up, they could never get the ball back with that tie game for a chance to get the lead. And when they did, coming out of half, you throw a pick, and you just never got that. Like, Nebraska goes and scores out of half, and it's 21-14, and all of a sudden they take the life out of that stadium. It's a different game, but you throw the pick, you give it back to them, they score, and then you're just in bad shape the whole game. So I totally agree.